message. The PGP message means it is an email message. So it has got certain contents into it. What are the contents are? We have the session key component. So what is the key that is used for a particular session, termed as KS, will be a part of the format of the PGP message. Along with that, we have the ID, identification key of the recipient, that is recipient's public key, named as KUB. So these two things are the session key component. That means that are used for exchanging an email message for a particular session. That is, it will ensure the confidentiality. As we told that as I told you, there are 5 important functions of PGP. So we have, one is authentication, confidentiality, compression, segmentation, and we have the compatibility. So in order to achieve this, we have the PGP message format as follows. The second important component of or content of the PGP message is the signature, which is primarily used for authentication. Authentication is one of the important services of network security itself. So in digital signature, you have the certain parameters such as the sender's public key, that is KUA. A is considered as a sender and B is considered as a recipient. So in that part, we have the following things. One is the senders. If I am the sender, I am A, my public key, KUA. Then the timestamp, the exact time with seconds and date will be there on the email through PGP message. Then we have the message digest, digital signature component. So message digest is the refinement of the original message in order to make it as a component for the authentication. So that can be done using certain algorithms such as MD5 or SHA, like that. Then we have the original message, the email content, which contains the file name, the data, and the timestamp. So here, these are the contents of the PGP message, where the compression will be done for only the signature part and the message using the zip algorithm. Point number 1. Then the session key is also being used only for the signature and the message. When the user A sends the message, they will encrypt the message. No, so on the KS, that is a session key, will be used for, out of the 3 components of the PGP message, it will be used for only the signature and message component. And the compatibility, that is all emails sent through PGP are compatible in nature. So that for that we go for the Radix 64 conversion. The Radix 64 conversion makes use of all the components. All the entire content will be converted into Radix 64. Okay, so this is how the operation of the PGP message takes place for an email message. So the contents are 3 important components. One is the session key component, digital signature component, and the original message component. Okay, and the operations are compression, encryption, that is for confidentiality, then conversion to Radix 64. Okay, so this is how the message will be transmitted. So you can look at the this diagram where we implement the PGP message, how it is generated and how it is transmitted. So you have the original message, the email content, whatever may be the message, it undergoes the hash function. For what? For message digest. Okay. Then after that, it undergoes the encryption using private key. This is done by user A. So that ensures the authentication. So then these two are combined, concatenated. that is the message plus the encrypted component are concatenated and concatenated, and the message is again the signature plus the message is once again encrypted for what? Encrypted using the session key. Okay, so these two will be and encrypted using the session key. Then again, the session key is encrypted using the public key of user B. EP denotes that public usage of public key of user B. So the session key, that is KS, is encrypted, and these two are combined. That is the encrypted signature plus the message plus this encrypted session key are combined to produce the output, that is that leaves the user A and it goes to the user B for doing the reverse work. So it will decrypt like that. It will be done. Okay. Now, what are the what do you mean by compression? What do you mean by compatibility? What do you mean by segmentation? So the email compatibility. Now, why do we have the email compatibility? Because your browser, your email may be different, and my browser may be different. So when I use this PGP for securing the email, the message should be compatible between all the browsers and all the networks across the world. So therefore, there is a standard scheme called as Radix 64 conversion, which is used for making the email compatible in nature. So in short, I'll tell you what is this Radix 64 conversion. So the message is taken and divided into blocks of code. Okay, blocks of code representing 24 bits. So each 24 bits is converted, undergoes the process of conversion using Radix 64 or R64, and it will be represented into 32 bits. So we are adding, you will be having more bits into it. So this is the way it is encoded. So for like the ASCII, for each character we have the ASCII value. For A it is 64, like that, B 65, like that. We have for each and every character on the keyboard, we have the ASCII value. The Radix 64 table also contains 0 to 63 characters. So totally 0 to 63 characters, where 0, 1, 2, 3, 9 till 9, then A, B, C, D, that is 26 are there. So this conversion table after the Radix 64 will take the value from the table and convert it into the original message, that is divided into blocks, into the expanded message, that is compatible message, after this Radix 64 conversion. Okay, so this is what it makes the email message compatible in nature. Then after that, it undergoes segment. What is the meaning for segmentation? Segmentation means the entire message cannot go into the network. That is, when the message cannot go into the network. So therefore, it undergoes a concept called as segmentation. When the message leaves the computer from the user A. So what is the meaning for that is, segmentation is dividing the message into equal sized of a particular length. So what is the length is maximum 50,000 octet. One octet is 8-bit. So 50,000 octet, it will be grouped, and that message leaves the system, user number A. So if it is more than that, again, if your email content is more than that, then again, that is, all the messages will be divided into octet. So longer message will be broken down into segments. So this is done primarily for a very large message. If a very large email message, if it is very less, means no need for segmentation. So this is an optional entity in the PGP message. So once the segmentation is done, for example, in your email message, there are 4 segments, means it goes to the other end. What it has to be done immediately, it has to get reassembled. That is, 4 will become 1. From the sender side, 1 will become 4 segments, and on the recipient side, 4 will become 1. This is what segmentation and reassembly meaning. Okay, so to summarize, what are the PGP services? As we told, that we are using digital signature, we are having encryption, we are using compression, compatibility, segmentation. These are 5 important services. So for digital signature, what are the algorithms used are, one is the DSS, digital signature standard algorithm, or SHA, secure hash algorithm, or RSA, okay, reverse Randleman algorithm. So for encryption, we are making use the IDEA algorithm. You remember there are 14 steps in the IDEA algorithm, or triple DES algorithm with Diffie-Hellman key exchange, or RSA algorithm. This is used for encryption, that is to achieve the confidentiality. Then for compression, what we are using, the ZIP algorithm. ZIP is also an algorithm developed by Phil Zimmermann in order to reduce considerably the one content into a smaller size. So ZIP is an algorithm. Then for compatibility, we are making use of the Radix 64 conversion. And segmentation, there is no such thing. If the message is very large, then it is divided into segments of a particular size, and the message will go in segments only from the source to destination. So this is how the PGP messages are sent across the internet for making all the email messages more secure. So when there is a compromise, when there is an issue with in this email, so what happens is, after a certain period of time, the public keys will be revoked. Okay, so the whoever is possessing the public key and the public key of user B is being issued by the agency, central authority. So the owner will revoke, or the user will revoke the public key if there is any compromise, or maybe if the time is over. For example, 24 hours, he wants to send the secure message. After that, the public keys will be revoked. Revoke means you cannot make use of the same public key that is used for the encryption and decryption once again. That is the meaning for revocation. So the owner will revoke the public key, so that hence after this we cannot have the we cannot send the messages using PGP, because the key is already been taken back. Okay, so this is about the PGP way of providing secure